beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today's video is actually coming to you a day early. I was going to post this on Friday, but I just got an email from ColourPop saying that they have a Super Shock BOGO sale going on. Buy one, get one free. This does apply to the Super Shock shadows, the Super Shock bronzers, and the Super Shock blushes. It seems like the highlighters are going to be excluded just based on the information that I've gotten so far. You will need to use the code SUPERVIP. I'll list it down in the description box for you as well. If you're watching this video when it's posted, then you can use SUPERVIP and get a free Super Shock shadow, blush, or bronzer with the purchase of another. You have to buy two. You can't just use it for like a half off deal. And if you're watching this when there's not the BOGO sale going on, then you can use my affiliate code. It's just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on most things on the ColourPop site. Sets and vaults and kits and things like that are excluded from codes. I do want to mention that anytime there is a sale going on or a code that's better than an influencer's code as far as savings for you, you can always continue to just support your favorite content creators, whether that's me or somebody else, by using their links. We still get some recognition, and sometimes we also will still get an affiliate payment from certain brands. So it just helps us out a lot. It lets the brands know that you're interested in what we're doing, that we're doing a good job, and all of that good stuff. So thank you so much to everybody who does choose to do that, whether it's using affiliate links or affiliate code or just watching the video and leaving a nice comment. All of these things really, really help out my channel, and I appreciate it, and I know that my fellow content creators really appreciate it as well. Today's video is one that I've had in the works for a while. I've been planning these Super Shock quads for each Zodiac sign, and I was very specifically trying to use things that were in stock on the site, which now that this sale's going on, they're probably going to be a bunch of these out of stock, so apologies for that. I should have just used whatever shades I wanted instead of sticking to what was available. But I had the best intentions of making this like a fun little shopping guide. So there are a bunch of things that I want to say about how I planned this particular video. I think this type of thing is really fun. It's an interesting way for me to learn something new, do some new research, play with my shadows, and curate something fun for you while also hopefully being helpful and entertaining. The whole astrology thing, every time I use zodiac signs, which I find very fun and very interesting, every time I use this as the basis for a video, I'll always get at least a couple comments from people either who think it's dumb or otherwise upset about it. And that's fine. You don't have to believe in astrology to enjoy a video like this. And also, nobody is gonna make you live according to your horoscope or shop for Super Shock shadows according to your zodiac sign. On the flip side of that, the other thing that happens anytime I post zodiac sign astrology related content is people will complain that it's always the same colors for everything like this for their sign. People always complain that Leo always gets gold, or Capricorns always get brown, or whatever it is. So I try my best to do something that still makes sense, because I can't just change the rules of what colors or what stones or what flowers or seasons are associated with these different signs, but I can try to put my own twist on it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try my best to find a balance between staying true to the actual research that I've done about the personality traits and everything associated with the different zodiac signs, but I'm also going to try to put my own twist on it to show you something that's maybe a little bit different. Another thing I've come across as I've researched how zodiac signs can correlate to personal style, I found that A lot of people recommend dressing according to your Venus sign instead of your sun sign. Most of us associate ourselves most closely with our sun sign. But if you've never explored your birth chart or your natal chart, then I would definitely recommend doing so. I just went to cafeastrology.com to do mine. And so my sun sign is Sagittarius, my moon sign is Taurus, my rising sign is Sagittarius, and my Venus sign is Scorpio. So the different signs, sun, moon, rising, Venus, there's a whole chart, tons of information there, represent different aspects of each individual's life. And going deeper into that, I think is super interesting, especially if you are like me, one of those people who thought, oh, how can everybody in the world be wrapped up into 12 different signs, and everybody who's born in this part of the year isn't exactly like. The birth chart is based on where you were born and what time you were born, and it gives a little bit more specifics about the stars at that time and place. So I think that's so interesting. I've definitely had a lot of fun learning more about the deeper parts of astrology, not just, what's printed in the newspaper and, oh, I'm a Sagittarius, but learning more about the different aspects and how they are thought to correlate to different aspects of your life. I think that's really fun. Even if you don't want to live your life that way, I think it's just an interesting anecdote, an interesting thing to check out. That would be a great thing to consider, especially if you don't feel particularly drawn towards the colors that are typically associated with your own sun sign. That may be revealing for you. Or I think it would be fun for this BOGO sale in particular if you wanted to build a quad instead of, the 4 shades that I have here for Pisces or Cancer, to choose one shade for your sun, one for your moon, one for your rising, and one for your Venus sign, and see what type of colors you can pull together with those big 4 zodiac signs. I looked up a few of my family members' birth charts just for fun, and I am so shocked when I tell you I did my son's, and his first 4 placements are all Libra, and like half his chart's in Libra. He's the most Libraist Libra that ever did Libra. That is beside the point. Now, let me talk a little bit about how I built these eyeshadow quads. I really focused on a quad that would give a total look, so all 4 shadows would work well together in a single eye look. And I wanted to be able to make at least 2 really good 2 shadow looks with each quad. Some of them I focused on being super cohesive, and some I allowed to be a little bit more wacky or scattered if that seemed fitting to the sign. So like Sagittarius and Aquarius have a little bit more crazy or mismatched, I guess you could say, type of combos. And then, for example, Taurus or Virgo, those have really well curated, super matchy type of quads because that makes the most sense within the traits of that sign. I know I've been breezing through each one of these quads kind of quickly, so you can always return to the swatch pictures to pause and take a screenshot. That way you can see the name of the sign and the shade names for each quad along the bottom there if there's anything that you're interested in. Hopefully that is a good solid way for you to gather that information, or I will list all of the shade names down in the description box as well. By the way, Capricorns, I'm giving you a navy blue here because I think that in suiting and clothes, for example, navy is seen as a neutral. So I feel like, the Capricorns always get stuck with browns and neutrals. Kind of the same for the Virgos. That's why I did the Virgos quad inspired by the chrysanthemum flower, which is the flower that's associated with that sign. I know that my very neutral color associated sign pals are sick and tired of always being stuck with brown, so I did try to get out of the box, especially with those. I would love to hear which quads you're most interested in that I created today. Have you ever looked up what your Venus sign is? Do you feel drawn towards dressing according to your Venus sign? I think I could definitely make a video about that. That would be really fun because my Venus sign is Scorpio and I don't necessarily feel very Scorpio-ish. So maybe I should try it just to experiment with something new. I think that could be fun. I do feel like I could have done a very different version of this had I opened myself up to using my entire massive Super Shock collection, because I could have gone back into the days when they had a lot of matte and satin shades. I think that I could have done a more well-rounded quad, but I know how sad it is to see an awesome Super Shock shadow that they don't make anymore. So I didn't want to put all of us through that this time around, but maybe I should do a makeup archives, digging back into the old shadows, and do another version of this if you're interested. I always love to hear what types of videos you want to see. I definitely want to hear what you think about the quad that I made that's for your sign. Would you have done something different? Are you drawn color-wise to something totally different that's not even in your chart at all? I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you check in the description box for a lot more info for the shade name lists and all that good stuff. And you can also find some links to shop for these different Super Shock shadows down in the description box. And make sure you leave all of your thoughts in the comments below for me. I really want to hear your take on this because this is such a personal interpretation type of subject. And we can all be right and have different answers at the same time. That's what I really like about these more open-ended video ideas. So leave all your thoughts in the comments for me. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, love your face. See you real soon in the next one. All right, bye-bye now. Bye-bye.